Hello, today is 12/12 of 24, and I am back with a video of what I eat in a day on my keto journey. It is quarter after 10, and I'm getting hungry. I would normally just have my coffee. I haven't had it yet, but I kind of have time to cook right now. My day is kind of busy. So I think I'm going to make what would usually be my first meal, and then at the time that I usually eat my first meal, I'll just have my coffee. So I'm going to make some shrimp in a cream sauce with spaghetti squash. Okay, so I wouldn't say that I'm using a recipe because I'm going to change the recipe. It's a cream sauce that calls basically just for salt, Parmesan cheese, and heavy cream. But I know that it's going to be too rich for me. Oops, I shouldn't be doing this. I need to be measuring it up. Um, Okay, I need a third of a cup of chicken broth. So my recipe calls for 2/3 of a cup of heavy cream. So I'm going to use 1/3 cup chicken broth and then 1/3 cup heavy cream. And then I'll add some more chicken broth if I feel like it's too thick. All right, so I've got my third of a cup of chicken broth in here, and I've got my heat on a high heat. And I'm going to use the broth first to cook my shrimp. So I'm going to use a 1/2 pound of shrimp. And I will season this with some salt and pepper. I'm going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then I may add salt later once I, kind of like make the sauce and I'll taste it. But I'm just going to start with that 1/4 teaspoon. And I'll just shake in a bit of pepper. And I'm really just going to cook them until they're at least like most of the way cooked through because they will cook a little bit longer once I am adding my sauce. So I'm going to get my cream ready here. I need 1/3 of a cup of heavy cream. There's just a smidgen left in there, so I'm going to use that up. Ooh, it's starting to smell like shrimp. It's looking good. Okay, and then I'm just going to, since I'm waiting, I'm just going to also measure out my Parmesan cheese. So I need 2 tablespoons plus 2 teaspoons of grated Parmesan. I'm actually just using my measuring cup as like a bowl. Right, so there's 2 tablespoons. And there's 1 teaspoon. And I probably have about another teaspoon in here, but I'm just going to dump it out into my bowl or into my pot, sorry, just because I don't want it to make a mess all over my thing, my counter. All right, I've got some pink shrimp here. I'm going to add in my heavy cream. And my Parmesan. And I'll just get those stirred together. And then I'm going to just let it cook and kind of reduce down a bit to get my cream sauce and to get my shrimp cooked through. And then I'll taste it and add more salt if I need to. It really just tasted like cream, so I added another 2 tablespoons of cheese, and it is better, but it's still just like it's like salty, but it doesn't have much depth of flavor. So I've decided that I am going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of garlic powder and a 1/4 teaspoon of onion powder to try and get some flavor in there. Oh, that's so much better. Yes. I think it was a little heavy on maybe the onion powder. I think it's a little oniony. But I'm okay with that because it really just did not have much flavor. So I'll deal with it. Next time I make it, I will just use half that much onion powder. Okay, I totally forgot that I actually intended to use a whole pound of shrimp in this because this is actually two servings of sauce. So I'm just gonna scoop my shrimp out for this serving. There we go. And then I think what I'll do is I'll just add the rest of the shrimp to this sauce and kind of just let it cook really, really low, but just to get the rest of that shrimp cooked through because, yeah, I messed that up. I mess up a lot. Okay, I'm ready to eat. All right, I'm also going to sprinkle just a little bit of dried parsley on top. I like the just hint of freshness that it gives, and it looks pretty. Yeah, that's good. And not too rich. Which I know a lot of people will say, well, you want that fat, which I I understand why you say that, but it's unpleasant for me to have it that rich. I wouldn't be able to eat it if it was that rich. So this is perfect for me, and the sauce like goes really, really well with the shrimp and the spaghetti squash. Mm. It is 4 o'clock, and I am ready for my second meal of the day. I did have a serving of my lemon ricotta cookies that have the glaze on them. So I had that, and because I was really hungry. So I had that, and now I'm ready to make some pizza truffles. So I've got my oven preheating. My plan is to like make the chaffle as the dough for, or the crust. There we go. The crust for my pizza. So I've had it heating up. I'm going to add a quarter cup of shredded mozzarella cheese to each like waffle spot. I have greased it with some olive oil. And I'm just going to spread it out. I think this might have been the wrong amount. I think I needed to use like 2 tablespoons. No, I guess I'm just making yeah, this will be okay. All right, so I'll do it, like I said, on both sides of my waffle maker and kind of get it spread out a bit. And then I'm going to add a quarter teaspoon of garlic powder and a quarter teaspoon, but like an eighth of a teaspoon to each one. So like half of it here and half of it here. That actually seems like quite a bit. I don't think I'm going to put that much on. Okay, and then also some Italian seasoning. Like an eighth of a teaspoon on each one. I'm wondering if maybe my measurements are off just because I have like a bigger waffle maker than some people. I'm not sure. My instructions say to cook it for 3 to 4 minutes. I think this is what we want it to look like. Okay, and so I'm putting it on my baking sheet because then I'm going to add my pizza toppings, and I'm just going to put it under the broiler real quick to kind of get that cheese like melted because I'm going to add more cheese. Get the cheese kind of melted and the like get it warmed up. But I'm going to make 4 of these because I'm making them for me and for my husband. Okay, so for my husband's, I'm actually going to put the sauce on my chaffle, or his chaffles, I guess. For me, I think I want to just dip my pizza into the sauce, so that's what I'm going to do. But he wants his kind of on his pizza. And then I'm going to put some more cheese on top. And then I'm gonna add some pepperoni. Okay, let's see how this one's looking. Pretty good. A couple more minutes. Well, probably about a minute and a half, I'm guessing. I think because it's like hotter, because it's already, like it's been hot for a long time, I think it's not going to take as much time. And these are my husband's. I'll have to remember his are on the right side. And I'm just going to add some more cheese. And some pepperoni. And then I think I'm going to use the broiler, and I hope it works out. Okay, I'm going to dip it in and give it a try. Yeah, that's good. I like the crispiness that I get from the Chaffle. In fact, I'm not even sure that I need the additional cheese on top. I think I could maybe even like chop up the pepperoni and kind of mix it in with the cheese and kind of make that all into like a pizza Chaffle, but it's very good. I feel like I just need a little more today. So it is 5 o'clock. I'm going to have half a cup of 2% cottage cheese. I sprinkled over a half teaspoon, I'm sorry, not a half teaspoon, a quarter teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt and just some ground black pepper. So let's take a look at how my day turned out. I ended up with just over 1,200 calories. My net carbs are 22. My fat is 64 and my sodium is 3,900. So I had a pretty good day today. Maybe I'll see you tomorrow.